If you've ever wondered why you feel like a different person every week, you're not crazy. It's because you are. Your body runs on a different hormonal rhythm. And when you learn to flow with it instead of fight it, your energy, your mood, fitness, and health get a major upgrade. So, part one, what is cycle syncing? Your menstrual cycle has 4 phases, each with their own superpowers. Learning to sync your food, your exercise, and your habit with each phase boosts energy and help you become the most magnetic and effective version of yourself because you're working like a woman, not like a man. Part two, these are going to be your phases explained. So, first we have the menstrual phase. This is going to be day 1 to day 5 of your cycle, depending on how, long your period is. Your energy is going to be low. You might have some cramps, which we can work on. This is your time to rest. When I tell you, it is absolutely crucial that as a woman, you are prioritizing your period as a time of rest. This is because energetically, you are letting go of everything that does not serve. Just anything that is not meant to be there on a cellular and spiritual level is leaving at this time. So you want to utilize this time to be alone. Your body is doing a lot of work. That's why you feel more tired. That's why you feel more cranky. And you're also more open, like spiritually. You're more open energetically. The veil is thinner. So it's a time when you're a lot more intuitive. And this is a great time to be by yourself, reflect, and see what insights you get. So you're going to want to be eating warm, mineral-rich foods. Things like soups, stew. Steak is especially amazing for this time of the month. Every single month on the first day of my bleed, I always make a fat, juicy steak. It's really going to help replenish all the iron that you're losing. As far as movement, any movement you're doing here is going to be very gentle movement. If you really feel like moving your body, you can walk, you can stretch. Yoga is really good for this time. I love doing yoga on my period. But sometimes you don't want to move at all. You just want to rest and lay and do nothing. And that is perfectly, perfectly fine. What do I do on my period? Absolutely nothing. When I tell you guys, those 3 days of the month are my vacation. I don't make myself do anything mentally challenging. I don't do any work. I don't make myself do anything physically challenging. I don't make myself do anything emotionally challenging. Like, this is my time to recharge my energy and really sit with myself and be with myself. Really means like whatever it is that you need to recharge. So some mornings, so my morning routine on my period might be like, I sleep in as long as I want. I wake up and I make pancakes and I sit down and I watch cartoons. And I do that until about midday. And then, I'll go about, do whatever. The only thing that I make myself do on my period is keep up with my spiritual practices. So I do have to meditate. I do have to journal. I do have to sit with myself and my feelings. I will like to go in nature a lot, connect to God, connect to Mother Earth. Like, that is a time when my spiritual health is the main priority. And it's a time that I want to be completely alone. So anything outside of me and my energy bubble that I don't want in, that isn't, that might disrupt it, is just simply not allowed. I don't have time for work. I don't have time to go work out. Fuck that shit. My time. I also let myself indulge a little bit. Anything that I wouldn't normally eat, I will let myself enjoy when I'm on my period. So for example, the pancake. Like, I love pancakes, but it's like I do so and I incorporate them in a way that it's still good for my body. So I'll make like protein pancakes. Like, I have some Kodiak pumpkin protein pancakes in my pantry that I cannot wait to fuck up next period. So that's my favorite thing. And I'll make like, I also will make a point to do things that are creative. Like, I'll really try to utilize the fact that I'm in a very intuitive space and, it's a creative time, but it's never coming from a place of like, I have to. Like, I won't make content if I don't feel like making content. But I will, for example, I'll just do something fun. Fun, not necessarily productive. Like, I will make a point to create just for the fun of it. So something that isn't necessarily productive. Like, I won't make content, but I will, like, last month I did like little beads, like little friendship bracelets, and it was so much fun. Like, especially doing things with your hands, like creative little crafts with your hands is one of the best ways to cultivate like your divine feminine energy. And it's just one of my favorite things. So any little project I want to do that, again, isn't necessarily productive, is more of a hobby, I will just do that when I'm on my period because it's my fun time. So moving on to the follicular phase. This is going to be day 6 to 13. So what's happening here is your estrogen is gradually rising, which is the hormone that makes you feel good. It makes you feel energized. Your body is preparing to ovulate. So things you might feel are higher energy, your mood being better, increased creativity, or like vitality. Like, you just feel so much more yourself. Things that are really good to eat at this time, lighter, fresher meals. So lean protein like chicken, turkey, veggies, kale, spinach, and fermented foods. Your digestion is a lot more like, what's the word? Resilient, I guess, at this time. Like it's a lot less sensitive. So fermented foods are really good. I love Greek yogurt, kimchi, sauerkraut, all great. As far as how to move, this is a time that you want to really push yourself. Like, this is a time that you want to really push yourself in the gym. So that means like lifting, like being consistent with lifting, also doing cardio. If you like high intensity, this is a good time to do high intensity. I personally, well, I'll tell you what I do after, but yeah, this is a good time to do high intensity. So just anything that feels a little bit more challenging, this is the time to do it, because this is when your body is a lot more on your side and your hormones are on your side to get it done. Follicular phase for me is always a time of execution, like planning and execution. Because I rest so hard on my period, I am able to hit the ground running when the follicular comes. Like by the day I'm done bleeding, I'm on it, I'm ready, I'm excited. Like, and also because I've been doing like literally nothing for 3 days, it gets me excited to get into that new energy of like, let's do shit, let's get shit done. So that's, again, that's why it's so gorgeous, like how we are women. It's like, oh, it's set up, it's almost like it's this perfectly set up system. But anyways, the follicular is a time of discipline for me. This is about showing up consistently every single day with all of those healthy habits that I want to maintain. And this is a time where I don't let myself bullshit myself. And this is a time I let my masculine energy come in heavily. I am there to get things done. I am there to be productive. I am there for outcomes. This is also a time that, for me, with eating, I have found that eating carnivore at this time is like the perfect thing for my body. I'm not telling you to do it, but I'm just saying, like, that's what I do. Cutting out carbs during this time and just like running off of fat for energy makes me feel so fucking good. Like being in ketosis, like after those first 3 days of like craving the carbs, like I feel so good, and I've just found what works for me. And so that's what I do. I go carnivore, and it really helps just like emphasize that like discipline that I really want to keep for those 2 weeks up until my luteal phase. Next is going to be the ovulatory phase. So this is when you're ovulating. What's happening is that your estrogen has peaked and your LH has had a big surge. So that prompts the egg to drop into the fallopian tubes. And that is what obviously prepares to have a baby. So if you are having sex during this time, be careful, because you will likely get the time when your energy and your confidence are going to be at an all-time high. You are going to literally physically look your best. Your skin is going to be a lot better. Your mood is going to be a lot better. You're going to be feeling very sensual, very like just good about yourself. You feel like that bitch. Also a really good time to be social. Like this is a time to set plans for dates, for events, for like vacations, like whatever it is, anything you want to look good for. This is, and like my biggest thing is like with ovulation, I'm like, girl, soak it up. Like soak it up and enjoy it, because you only got 2 days of it and then it's gone for another month. So what to eat? Salmon is really good for this time. Fiber is also important. Same thing with like those raw veggies are going to be yummy, like broccoli, spinach, kale, chicken, grass-fed ground beef, just lean proteins, veggies, and also fruits, like especially fruits with antioxidants in them, like berries, all super good. As far as how to move, girl, if you're not pushing yourself in the gym on your ovulation day, if you don't have a gym date for ovulation day to hit all your PRs, you should, because this is when you also have the most testosterone. So you can lift so much heavier than you normally can, and it's awesome, and it makes me feel fucking huge. I love my glute day for ovulation day. I feel so strong and I lift so much. And yeah, it's just a time that I really try and, like push myself and just like do literally as much as I freaking can. Also, sprinting is good for this time. I like to sprint. And because you're feeling more social, group classes are also a really good thing to do during this time, because you're more open to being social. As far as me, so my ovulation routine, I'm actually so extra about ovulation, because it's like you only have it for 2 days of the month and then it's gone. So I'm like, if I feel on top of the world, I'm gonna do everything I can to like capture and encapsulate that feeling and make it as good as it possibly can be. So I do like a full day ovulation self-care day. Like I will do an everything shower, I'll do my hair, I'll do my nails, I'll like shave or wax, and I just like, I feel like a whole new woman after. And then I'll do my makeup both days because I look so freaking good, and I'll take lots of pictures. I'll usually plan dates, I'll plan to see friends, I'll plan to, go out. I will also plan if like there's something I really, really need to get done, I will plan to do it on my ovulation day. So for filming, for example, I always film when I'm ovulating because one, I look the best. Two, I can just like pump it out so fast. Like I'm so productive. It's crazy. All right. And then lastly, we have the luteal phase. So the luteal phase gets a really bad rap. And I am not going to lie, I used to fucking hate her too. And I would blame everything on my luteal. I'm like, it's the luteal phase. It's the worst time ever. Everything's bad. Basically, what's happening here is your estrogen starts to slowly go down and your progesterone starts to rise. So progesterone at first makes you feel very relaxed. It makes you feel happy because it interacts with your GABA. So it's like a really nice little hormone. It's great. But that's like the first week of the luteal. And then towards the end, they both drop. They both go down. And then when there's a sudden plummet of both of them, that's what sparks your period. So that is why you feel so crappy in the luteal phase. It's because you're missing progesterone, you're missing estrogen. So your serotonin also drops as well. Symptoms that you might experience are just, especially in that last week, is going to be just like slower energy, mood swings, cravings, all of those PMS symptoms is something that a lot of people experience. So, what to eat? This is where complex carbs are going to be your best friend, okay? I love me some carbs, but you want to make sure you're eating good, healthy carbs. So, sweet potatoes, brown rice, lentils, fruit, just all those good, complex carbs that are going to really help with your fiber, because at this time, you really want to be focused on fiber intake and detox, because all of those hormones that you just had, the progesterone and the estrogen, now need to leave your body as your period comes. So if they are not leaving effectively, that is what's going to cause painful periods, irregular periods, just any kind of hormonal problems. So to aid your detox, you can also be doing like castor wraps during this time. I like doing that like once a week. This is where you would want to incorporate like those detox herbs like dandelion or milk thistle. They're both super good. I take both of them during this time because it's just, I don't know. One, I think it's sweet. I love going the extra mile for my body and just doing extra shit because I love her and she takes such good care of me and I want to take good care of her too. As far as moving, this is where you want to, especially in that last week, you want to emphasize on like lower intensity. So walking, Pilates, yoga. You can still, and I think you should still strength train in the luteal phase, but just do so with awareness to the fact that your hormones are not really on your best side, especially that last week. So I would say if you're really trying to show up and you want to strength train and it's just not moving, don't push it. Just drop the weight and just do extra reps. Like still feel that burn, but just don't put the strain on yourself so much. My routine for the luteal phase, so basically, this is a time that I am just extremely gentle with myself. This is where I let that feminine energy come back into my life and I just let her wrap me in a big hug because the world feels awful and everything feels hard. And I'm already such a sensitive girl. So when I'm in the luteal phase, it's just like 10 times worse. So I'm super, super just nice with myself and sweet with myself. But this is a time that I don't necessarily push myself, and I try to reframe it as, instead of like self discipline, I've reframed it as like devotion to myself, because what I was finding was before, when I would cycle sync in the luteal phase, I would just kind of like stop, like I'd get kind of lazy and I wouldn't want to do it, which again, not necessarily a problem, but being completely honest with myself, I was using it as an excuse to not do what I needed to do. Like I just wouldn't go to the gym for like 3 weeks, and I was like, well, it's the luteal and my period. I can't be bothered. And then I'm like, well, why am I not seeing results? And it's like, girl, you got to be consistent. So what I've done is I've made an adaptation to where it's like I in the luteal phase, I find it very, very hard to be productive. Like I try to, but it's like my focus is somewhere else, or it's like one little task just feels like pulling teeth to try and do. But for me in the luteal phase, so instead of trying to get done everything I would need to get done, I try and set one reasonable goal for myself. So it's like, all right, there is one thing today that I really need to get done. And if I don't get the rest done, or if like I really can't show up for the rest, then that's okay. When it comes to the gym, it's like I do still make myself go to the gym in the luteal phase now, Like, honestly, like that first week after ovulation is perfectly fine. Like, I have no problem. But that last week, it gets really, really hard to be consistent. And if my body is really not feeling it, I don't do it. Like, I'm not going to force myself to just like lift a ton of weight if I'm not feeling it and my body, my hormones are not in agreement with it. But I will at least try to show up. So, my rule for the luteal phase is like, listen, girl, if you at least went to the gym and you tried, like genuinely tried to do the workout and tried to do it like lightly, like I'll drop the weight and I'll do very light reps and I'll even do shorter. You know what I'm saying? Like I'll do a 45-minute workout and I'm like, all right, fucking good. As long as I show up in the luteal phase, I'm happy with myself. I'm proud of myself. And, you know, I'm good with that. Why does this all matter and how is it important and why should you start doing it? So the thing is, most women were never taught this in the first place. Most women don't even know they have 4 cycles. So when you learn about them and you learn about how they're actually all so distinct and detailed and they influence your life in like such a big scale, like it makes you feel so much one, just being aware of it makes you feel so much better. Like I would be in the gym trying to lift like super consistent and when I wasn't lifting any weight, I would feel like absolute shit and I just had no clue. I was completely oblivious to the fact that that's normal. And that's because your hormones are just not there right now. And that's fine. I really do think that there are consequences to not being aware of your cycle and honoring it. Like you are trying to move like a man and you're trying to move against like it's like you're in like a current and you're trying to go against it and you're trying to fight it and it's like you're swimming so fucking fast and like so hard and you're getting so tired and so exhausted and it's like if you just went with the flow of the way that it's supposed to go like with your cycle it'd be 10 times it literally will take you there like it's fine, you know what I mean? And so when you don't honor your cycle, you just end up like overtraining or under eating in the wrong times, which is fucking with your hormones, ignoring your body's cues. And so you don't have that like good relationship with your body. You just end up feeling like burnt out. You'll probably be bloated or anxious or just have some kind of hormonal imbalance. Like, not to say that you'll have a hormonal imbalance if you don't cycle sync, but it's like, it just makes your life so much easier. And I advise every woman to at least try it. Like literally at least try it. For so long, I just felt like I was like fighting with my body, like could not figure out what was wrong, like why was I breaking out? Like why is all this stuff happening? And then when I really started like listening to her, everything changed and my life got so much easier. I just feel so much better. And it's like I want to share that with every single woman because it literally like I'm not being dramatic when I say it changed my life. And I say it over and over and over again and people are like, dude, like okay, but I'm like, no, like you don't understand until you understand. And then when you do, you're like, holy shit, this is so much better. So anyways, y'all, this was my video on cycle syncing. This is again my routine. All of my routines, I'm not telling you to do them. I'm just letting you know like that's what I do. If it resonates, take it. If it doesn't, don't. But, you know, this is just a little overview of what cycle syncing is, what you can do for it, and yeah, how it might improve your life. So if you liked it, please let me know.